I've been playing with some friends recently. In low elo, right? And when I say low and high, all those words, those are relative words, right? Sometimes when people say high, they mean only challenger. Sometimes when people say high, they mean only diamond. Sometimes when people say high, they mean plat. Sometimes when people say high, whatever, right? I like to play with the percentages, right? Half of League of Legends is in silver or something, like silver to iron, right? Half of them exist there, right? So they account for the bottom half or whatever, right? So I'm talking about low, even though they don't actually technically constitute a low because some of them are mid-elo technically, right? They don't actually count as low. But for the sake of making things easy for people, because every time I have a conversation about this sort of statistics, people just die. They're not smart enough to have this sort of conversation about averages, right? So for the sake of the video, let's just say everyone at half and below is low, right? And when I say high, I just mean the top 10%, right? Which isn't actually diamond, guys. Diamond makes up like less than 1%. Challenger is like 0.01%. Like, it's like when I talk about stuff, I'm talking like high plat, diamond, mid plat even. That's almost high plat, right? All that stuff. That's what I'm talking about. 10% up, right? So like there's like a low elo thing where people are like down there like insane, right? At the very bottom, they'll just do anything to kill someone. They'll do anything to do what they want. They'll just throw. They have bad mechanics, whatever, right? In the middle, we got like these are like the most woke people you ever met. They know all about the game. They'll tell you about every single champ's moves. They'll name them by name and tell you the cooldowns. The thing is, with all that knowledge, they still make bad decisions, right? And at the top, the high elo people, boy, they have really strong mechanical fundamentals, and they make really interesting decisions at times. And it's because there are many ways to win a game of League of Legends, or a game of anything, really, right? And they got where they are playing how they played, and you got how you are playing how you played. And what I've noticed is, it's like this is all a setup. So I can say, I know a lot of diamond players and them niggas trash. That's all it is. It's a big step to say that these boys are so trash, because I would assume, right, that as you climb, right, because I belong to that weird middle section where like you're almost high plat, you're creaching on diamond a little bit. Like that's where I am, right? And like I almost feel like I fall into that weird middle category where I feel like I know everything, right? And that's like the biggest issue with players like that, right? That's the stuff that stifles their growth because they think that they know everything already, right? But when I see someone that's in diamond that doesn't have the knowledge to understand because maybe they understand their power spikes, maybe they cheese their way one tricking some sort of champ, right? But when I see someone that doesn't have the knowledge of what their own allies champ can do, so they opt for the extreme safest play every time, I'm ashamed to know those people because they have the nerve to talk. They have the nerve to have an opinion. They have the nerve to breathe. They should just hold their breath until I'm kidding. But the thing is, right, so like, I'm just gonna pull up like real specific scenarios that I've had in my life. Maybe the person will see this video and they're gonna know it's them. And when they know it's them, bring it up then. PV, just bring it up, because I want to talk about it forever. Every time I'm playing with my friends, I can't say nothing, because everyone they feelings in a knot all 24/7. They just always in bitch mode. So, unfortunately, I don't think I have the footage anymore, because I'm lazy and we didn't make the video immediately. But I'll paint the situation for you guys, right? So we have an ADC and a support, right? The support is leading the charge, right? And he's like, hey, do this, do that, do this, do that, right? And the AD, he has a lower rank. I don't think he's a worse player, but he has lower rank, and like the way that he plays is he just follows directions. That's what he does, right? So the guy's like, do this, and he's like, sure. Bloop, he starts to auto. If he were to be told, walk into the tower and take 2 shots, he's gonna go, okay. whoop, whoop, and he's gonna turn around. That's what he's gonna do. They've been playing 20 minutes. They're fed as heck, right? From playing like together, right? So the guy's like, going on this guy? So he does it. He's killing the guy. And then Yumi detaches from the AD that's been killed, right? So my AD and support, right? My AD has done his task, right? So he turns around to go take Dragon because that's what we were doing before we stopped, right? So you go turn around and go take Dragon because we've gotten a kill, we've taken flashes, we've taken sums, right? The other guy, the support, continues to push to dive the Yumi, right? So he's taken 1 shot in silence, 2 shots in silence, while hitting the Yumi, obviously, right? Then he's like, yo, come kill her. He takes 3 shots, 4 shots. Yumi slows him, he dies. My boy has been given the order, right? So he's behind the guy. Now, he's behind the support. The support's Braum. He's playing like Senna, right? Senna or Kate, something like that, right? Because that's what he plays. He plays these range boys because he's soft, right? So he shows up on the tower. The guy is at half health now. He can leave at this point. They can call it off, whatever. But he's like, no, kill this guy, right? So he's like, okay. So he begins to walk up. The Braum dies, like I mentioned earlier, and he's under tower. The Yumi's really low, right? He hollows the Yumi. Yumi's mad low. Yumi escapes. He dies to the tower. Yumi gets a double kill. Then he looks at the guy and says, yo, what is this? I would assume at this level, you know how to dive a Yumi. You guys can feel however you want to feel on that. But first off, I don't think that's how you should talk to people. I made a video where I was really mean to people in the comments, right? I don't normally do stuff like that. That was just a one-off chance to check like what sort of engagement that stuff have. Actually, as far as YouTube goes, it's really good. But for like talking to people and making friends and existing in a community where people like you and you like them and everyone loves each other, right? You can't talk to people like that. You can't do that. No one will like you if you do that, right? Like that's how you have no friends. That's how you do it. Like if you don't have no friends, that's how you do it. So my boy looks at it, he just shrugs it. I look, I'm like, well, hey, you've been telling him what to do this entire time. You did that last one in silence because you made a mistake and you forgot to communicate, right? And he's like, well, if you just want me to be a retard, I'll go for it. You know, I tell him yes, because that's what I want, because I understand, right? And this is a diamond player. Whenever I say diamond player, like I have so much respect, obviously reasonlessly, after you've heard this story, right? I have so much respect for them. I assume that they're just good people. I assume that they have an understanding of when they mess something up. There are 2 things. One, the dive was bad from the jump. The dive was actually bad from the jump, but it was doable with like perfect gameplay, right? But he already had taken 3 tower shots. It was 2 at the time, then 3 by the time the other guy reaches, right? This is no longer a good idea. Then the guy does what he says, and then he gets upset again. That's, I want to say it's chick stuff, but we know that's not chicks. That's what stupid people do, right? Stupid people do that sort of thing. And that sort of thing still exists in Diamond because everyone has this sort of, Diamond Up, everyone has this sort of, I'm the best, I make all the best decisions, I can do no wrong sort of mentality. And I don't know what the point of this video was at first, but I'm glad I got to talk about that story. That story was really, really on my nerves. It was really bothering me. Because I never get to talk about anything because everyone just falls apart if you mention anything negative. That guy, that situation is bad. When you probably, if you see this video, you're probably sitting in gold or plat or silver or somewhere. That's where mostly everyone is, right? Don't be that guy when you begin to rank up. Don't let yourself ever become so big-headed that you can't understand when you've made a mistake. Now, I could go on countless stories about the same diamond player jumping into 5 guys and trying to defend while he's done that at Shistana and other things. But those are for another time, right? I don't like to roast one person too much because when the video is going to get seen, we're going to pop off someday. The video is going to get seen. And when it does, I don't think I hate them, because I don't. But I do hate what you do when you do things like that. So, I guess that's it. Bye.